All right, everybody. Welcome to Not in the Snugpod Cast. Ching. Um, so we are clearly not, for those watching anyway, not so clearly for those that might be just listening, but we're not in the Snugpod tonight. We decided we would go and explore all of the things around High Isle and see if we could find some random encounters. Maybe we'll leave High Isle. I don't really know. Um, and while we're doing that, we'll just have some nice discussion. And we actually have a full crew tonight. We have Sasquatch. How you doing, bud?
Doing good.
You actually get to sleep in a little more tomorrow.
Yeah.
Don't have the crazy early start, so you can actually join us tonight. It's great. We
Mm-hmm.
have Gwen the Bard. How are you, my friend?
Hello. I am good.
And we also have Gone Crazy back soon. Are you great?
I'm great. I got my little backpack on here. I'm ready for our adventure.
Fantabulous. All right. Well, we don't really have any notes tonight, unless they were published and I
Well,
didn't see them.
we already found an event.
That's true. We did.
We found a little wood elf who thought she was blessed by Zenithar, and we all decided to do different things. We all handled that situation differently.
Well,
I was a big meanie.
I think you and I did the same thing, Gwen.
I'm pretty sure we did. We couldn't be mean to her. She was just so excited.
Yeah, and very Irish.
Very Irish for a wood elf.
She was quite the out of straight out of Ireland wood elf, which makes sense.
She was a wood elf from Markarth.
Maybe it does make sense because they might count 1, 2, tree, 4.
1, 2, tree.
1, 2, tree, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Wow.
This is why you guys keep me
No. It's 6, 7, 8, 9. Zen.
Oh. Leave it to the 2 wood elves in the group to make terrible jokes. Okay.
Oh, you weren't being serious?
Oh, no, I was.
Oh, no, that's totally how wood elves count. That's canon.
Okay.
1, 2, tree, 4.
We've also been finding some fun stuff just running along the beach. Wow, this is a big old...
Like this giant...
Whoa.
Like, yeah.
All these ascendant dark blades.
So we've already had a discussion about this, but Gwen was insistent that we talk about it again. So I hate to disappoint Gwen. We found what appeared to be probably an orc lying under a tree, smashed at the legs, with a saw in its hand. And the tree apparently had been cut down and had fallen on said probable orc. And
there's a lore book here, by the way, by me.
Lore book. And
part of the main quest.
So yeah. We had a discussion about what we think happened to that their little orc, and so run along the beach and run up into the woods and find yourself a tree that's been cut down, and maybe you can add to that discussion. But a few of us are of the belief that it was just a really dumb orc that cut down the tree and it fell on it, and it probably starved to death and didn't cut off its own legs.
Yeah, I don't understand
or cut the tree.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a saw lying next to the skeleton. I don't understand why they didn't just either cut the tree or, unfortunately, if you really want to live.
Yeah, I do feel like that's the premise for a series of movies that was made, right?
No, there's that.
All right. Well, that wasn't what we were going to talk about, so...
it was not.
I will let you the person who had the idea share that. I don't remember whose idea it was. Because there were two ideas thrown out, and I forget which one had which idea now.
I just
Well-
expanded on her idea. It is her idea.
Okay. There we go.
But you do have... Okay, you start.
It doesn't matter. I mean, we
No,
can do
you-
either.
You start.
All right. Well, this popped into my head probably about a year ago. And I talked to Jibs and Cash about it a little bit, but I also talked to Pylon from the UESP about it, and they actually ended up talking about it a little bit on UESP, so I thought it would be fun for us to give our views now that we have a podcast too. But my thought process was basically, what if one of the new systems that they added into the game made it where you could basically choose, or I guess become a patron, or whatever you want to call it, of either an Aedra or a Daedra or, you know, a divine, or however you want to see it, however they would want to write it, basically. And in turn, you would gain something from it for your character. So, like, that's what I wanted to talk about. It could be like a buff or a boon, or perhaps it's something that's earned once a day. Like, a great example would be, you know, like for Malakath or something, perhaps it increases, like, armor, or you get a discount on blacksmithing something for the day. I don't know.
Or you don't struggle with constipation.
Or that. But, you know, kind of along those lines, right? Where depending on who you choose, you get that. But the choice would need to be a serious one. So, like, it
So
would
not my
require...
idea.
No. I don't mean serious in that way. You know, whatever. I guess that could be part of the quest. But what I mean is that it requires effort to do. So it makes the choice valuable. So your character could only choose one. Each character could only choose one. And essentially you would have to do some sort of a quest or a mini quest line in order to unlock it or have it be available for you to actually, you know, be able to unlock whatever it was that you were going to gain from that quest line. You could think of it almost like, you know, Mundus Stones, where you could only have one active at a time on your character. And I would even take it as far, though, as to make it not like Mundus Stones, where you couldn't change it. So, like, that's who it was. Unless you, I guess we could talk about, too, unless you decided that there was a way to undo it. Like, you make a deal with another one. Different
Because I see
Daedra-
that
Daedra.
if it was going to be incorporated as a new play system, like how we got Antiquities or Tales of Tribute, we were going to incorporate that as an extra new play system a year, it would have to be something that would have achievements.
Mm-hmm.
And so there would definitely be one for earning the favor of all of them.
That's true. You could do it that way. You absolutely could.
So there would have to be some sort of mechanic involved where you can change who it is. But I do agree with the idea of having it be a whole quest line where you have to do like tasks or something to unlock that actual favor.
Yeah, that's the only way it would make it
Yeah.
worthwhile, in my opinion, or make it feel like a kind of a robust system, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise I feel like it would just be too easy, and it would make the boon or the buff or whatever you gain from it, you know, a reduction of something or whatever once a day, it would make whatever that is not as worthwhile or seem a little bit more useless, I guess.
Found one.
You found an
Found
encounter?
another event.
Coming to you.
Yeah, I was
but
thinking
yeah.
of it more like a vampire werewolf thing, where, you know, it's the, you know, the curse, but you can have it removed, but it has the passives and everything involved. Not necessarily as involved as those, but similar to that, where there's the you know, you gain that skill line or passive or whatever.
Do we want to go do that vent right there that just exploded, or do we want to talk to this guy?
We should talk to this guy.
Okay, so if I talk to this guy, are we gonna be quiet so that the other folks can hear it?
Okay.
Or yeah, okay.
Oh, maybe you can help. I've fallen on hard times. I hope that Zenithar might favor me and help me secure my fortunes, but, well, I don't know how to ask a god for their... anything, really.
Well, have you tried an offering or prayer?
An offering? Like food? Do the gods even eat?
Like food?
Oh, I have a little gold. It's not much. I turn to the god of coin for a reason, but still, give a little to get a lot. That makes sense.
Yes, offer Zenithar the coins you have.
All right, I'll try anything at this point. My situation can't get any worse. Here goes nothing. I hope Zenithar approves.
Goodbye.
Zenithar? Are you there? I've given you an offering. Don't you like it?
Well, that was pretty straightforward for me. I'm assuming it was for you as well, Never, but what outcomes did everyone else get?
I didn't get any choices or anything. It was
There's
just
no choices, yeah.
offer some
Okay.
coins.
I was unsure because of
Yeah.
how we all reacted kind of differently during the last one, if that would affect it at all.
Mm.
Yeah, he just put some stuff there, and nothing else really happened.
I guess it was just a cute little world encounter, just some extra little flavor.
And
I
now we
actually
can go
think
do
that
this.
that world encounter might be the one that if you do the precursor, like a few of the others, you get different items that you can have him offer.
Okay.
So we
no,
may
it's
have just encountered him a little early on.
Oh.
But if it works like other random encounters, we should be able to do it again, I would guess.
Okay, because that just seems... It feels odd to be able to talk to him and do that, but then knowing that we could have had a better option?
Yeah.
Great work, but questions still remain. I shall
And we
return
closed the
to
volcanic
report
vent.
on
Hooray.
Woo!
Woot!
Ooh, I got a parcel. Did you all get a parcel?
I did!
Yes.
Oh, come here, Isabel.
Because we're in a
I got
group
you
together.
something here. Yeah!
Yeah.
Oh, this is your first time grouping with guildies
Oh,
during this event,
no.
isn't it?
Yeah. Yep. I forgot about it.
Hooray!
I need Ember to be able to buy my stuff, so I don't have to keep switching out who I have available at the moment.
Yeah, my
Wife's
inventory is
grog.
sadly full. But yeah, so kind of back to what we were talking about before we got distracted by the volcanic vent. What are some ideas that you all would have for that, or just how do you? I mean, Gwen was kind of talking about how she felt it in general, but what about you two? What do you think? I mean, Sasquatch, you were midway, I think, when we found that other event.
Oh yeah, I was just talking about like how the mechanic works as being somewhat like vampire werewolf, where you have that curse, but then in order to get rid of it, or to get the other one, you have to get rid of it. So kind of like that, less involved probably than the, having the whole skill line and with all the abilities and everything, but kind of also what you're saying about like having to get their favor. So a small quest chain for each divine or daedra that you have to go through in order to unlock it.
Yeah.
And then when you do, though, you have to, in order to start one, you have to give up whatever current favor you have.
Yeah, I think that could definitely work.
Ember Sorcerer reporting for duty.
I just wonder what the long term or what the outcome would be in terms of affecting how much they would have to change with how your character interacts in the world. Because, like, let's say that they add this in, and we know we have, the whole quest lines or different quest chains that have particular Daedra and Aedra, I suppose they could just not touch any of that. But it would be interesting if having, for future, like having a different boon or a buff or whatever it is from whichever one that you worship would affect dialogue and quests and whatnot,
I don't think they care. Daedra and Aedra, they're a lot around so long and do so many things that it's just whatever. You're helping me. As long as you help me, we're good. They're selfish.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true, and that definitely could be one way that they could handle it. Is that the dialogue still just stays general? It doesn't, doesn't change necessarily or anything like that. I just wonder, kind of, from the development side of things, if they would look at that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know.
Yeah, and it would probably depend on the story arc, for the
Mhm.
chapter with Mehrunes Dagon. If you're pledged to a different Daedra, then that would probably be something they'd want to look into.
Like
But-
Mehrunes Dagon, Molag Bal. We have to deal with so many
Mhm.
Daedra. The
Well,
only
yeah,
way,
Somerset's a whole.
yeah, I just see it as one of those. You'd then, of course, going back in and having to change anything, and they've already stated that they would never go back in and change major dialogue. That's already been written and done.
Mhm.
So I just really only see the way it could happen is if you just go in it with the pre thought of idea that they're gods. Time means nothing.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
So what kind of benefits do you think it would offer, or you think would be kind of fun to have? I have some ideas. They're definitely probably wall of crazy kind of stuff, but if they're going to give us some sort of a boon, then what might that be? And would there need to be some sort of trade-off? If you've got this buff, you also have this other debuff at the same time.
I think there'd have to be.
For sure.
Otherwise, they're just buffing everybody, and especially if it was a mechanic that was included with a chapter, not whether or not it was base game or paid for, that could piss off some people.
Well,
If
and
it
that's
was
why I
just a
was
straight buff that you had to pay for.
Well, yeah, but
to have
that's how
access to,
antiquities are. You're getting this nice, fancy little mythic item, but you have to have access to Greymoor and whatever chapter that you can unlock it in.
Yep.
True.
Well, that's why I was also thinking it could be fun to look at from the perspective of not necessarily a buff for your character in all cases, right? So, like I used the example of Malakath. You could also have some sort of an actual change to something that you do each day. Like, I don't know, you could have one that's a reduction of a cost for something once per day, or with a cooldown, right? You can think of things like that too. It doesn't have to necessarily be all combat related, which is what I think could make the system very interesting. I'm trying to think of some of the examples. It's hard without having a list of all of the divines and the Daedra and the Aedra in front of you, of course, too. But yeah, I don't know. I do think it would be possible, but I also feel like it would have to be a balance of some combat related things, some world related things, or craft related things like that.
Well, it depends on which god it is.
Right, exactly. But I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they could all just do straight buffs, because I think that would get out of hand.
Well, a buff doesn't necessarily have to be a combat buff. It could be a crafting buff. a expirate
Inspiration buff.
Yep,
Mhm.
inspiration.
Yeah.
Well, the problem
I
with
thought-
the inspiration idea, which is not a bad idea, but it becomes useless once you've maxed everything out.
Well, yeah, then
Which
you
is-
just don't worry about that god anymore.
Or you don't treat it as an inspiration buff. One of the ideas that I had was if you're a crafter, once a day you can craft one item and it doesn't cost anything. Like, not from a gold perspective, I mean, but literally like say that you need some sort of ore. When you craft that item, it doesn't cost that for the day.
Okay.
Or like you can improve something. An actual even better one would be you can improve an item once per day, so only one item, but it doesn't cost anything. It does not remove anything from your craft bag.
Do you know how crazy that would be if you did that for like a 160 CP item that you're crafting?
Yeah, it would be incredible, but you could only do it like, what if they made it like once per day or once per week? Right? Then it would make it have value. That would be what would be cool about it.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, that's the kind of stuff that I was kind of thinking of. Do I think it will ever happen? Not necessarily. But I also wouldn't completely discount it either. Also, sorry, I promise I am coming back. I had to run back to the bank in Gunfallen Bay.
You're okay.
So I was thinking, what about passives? And specifically, or I guess not specifically, but in terms of not new passives, but for example, if you've got if it's a god or a Daedra or whatever, Aedra or Daedra that is combat specific, and there's a trait for I don't know, like say like one of the sword and shield passives, and that you gain increased block mitigation, damage mitigation, you know, for 3 points worth of whatever, and by following that particular Daedra or Aedra, you get a +1 to your passive. So if it's only 3 available, you could get 4 out of 3.
Okay.
I have seen other games that have like certain types of armor pieces and things like that that give you certain skills from your skill tree without having to actually unlock them. And then if you do unlock them, it allows you to go over whatever the maximum is. So just one idea that I had. You know, there had to be a lot of balancing done for that, obviously. But
Right. Why can I not find the entrance to this arena? Oh, there we go. Oh, let me get a hit. Let me get a hit.
Oh, you can get in a hit. We've been kind of struggling, actually.
Oh, ouch, that hurt.
and other things that would be kind of fun to get as a, for example, maybe a, get the word out in a minute. It's hard to do this while we're doing other things. It's distracting. So maybe you get a personality.
Like a cosmetic thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or like
But
a
it can
weapon
only be
skin for
attained.
the artifacts.
Oh, that
Oh yeah, yeah.
that
so
would
if
be
you,
cool.
Yeah. So if you did like Sheogorath, you got the. Help me out. Y'all know what it's called.
Jack.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that,
The
isn't
Wabbajack.
that something that they already sell in the Crown Store, though?
Yeah, I mean, it would mean that
Yeah.
that it would be a little less monetization, but you know, but
See, what I'd think of talking about is what boons and stuff would you think for the different like divines and Daedra? What would you get? Like, what buff would you get regularly from Zenithar?
There's a lore book here if you guys don't already have it. Right outside the entrance to the arena there. So we might want to clarify just for anybody that's not sure what that noise is. That's fireworks somebody's hearing, right?
Yeah, I just closed my window.
Okay. Yeah, so it is at the time of recording. It's July 3rd, so there are people out playing with fireworks and such. And I guess depending on where you're at, it might be the 4th. But yeah. So do we want to start with? I have a list to pull up. Do we want to start with the Aedra or the Daedra?
Oh man. Well, and Gwen was even mentioning like the divines, which is a whole other ball game.
Well, okay. So actually, it's the divines that I have pulled up first. The 9 divines, or 8 for sake of ESO.
We're in the second era.
Right.
There's only 8 divines.
Okay. So they're in alphabetical order. Akatosh, dragon god of time and chief god of the pantheon.
Ooh, god of time. Maybe I would say get a freebie to redo your stats. Like, I know we have the one thing, but like just without having to redo all of your passives or anything, with the because it's still kind of annoying when you have to go back in and redo all of your passives when you're using the oh gosh, what's it called again?
The armory.
Armory?
The
armory?
Yes, the armory. When you're using the armory, just get a freebie to be able to redo all of your do all your skills.
Put a cooldown on that of say like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to
whatever the cooldown is.
have to make it worthwhile. So
I'd say once a day.
You don't think that would spoil everybody?
Well, yeah, but
little?
if you can only use like one god's passive, like you can only use one, like you have to wait a certain number of days in between gods.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I do it, cause.
Oh yeah. I agree. For me, I think it would be fun if there was, since Akatosh is the god of time, some sort of, let me think about that. What if there was, well, we kind of have a skill like that. Isn't there a skill line in the Sigic line that's like a rewind of time?
It's literally called Undo,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
But that's that does it in combat.
What if... I'm trying to think of, like, if there would be a way to, like, make it worthwhile to be able to, like, repeat a quest. Or... You know what I'm saying? Like, almost like you can rewind time, but not... Like, at first I was thinking, oh, like a free res. Like that sort of a situation.
Oh, well, we already have those.
But we already have that, so it doesn't
Yeah.
make that valuable at all. But what if there was, like, a way to repeat something that you can only do once? You know?
Like how Cadwell offers you the ability to go do a different zone's storyline.
Right. Like, what if you could repeat a quest once every X amount of time for another skill point or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, something worthwhile in that manner. Or...
That would be crazy.
Like,
That would
I don't
be
even think it
nuts.
would be for a skill point. I think it would just be for... Because there's already enough skill points in the game for you to do whatever you need
Oh,
at this
yeah.
point. It
Right.
would just be for people who really, like, if you really, really liked a certain quest, if you really liked a certain quest line, but you don't want to make a new character just to redo that quest line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just something would be a nice quality of life update to do, is where you could replay content.
Oh, I completely agree. I would love to be able to run dungeon quests again. If we can do it in trials,
Oh yeah.
I wish we could do it in regular, dungeons too.
Yeah,
I'm
that-
also I was also originally thinking of like when this kind of came to me, some of it was also the thought process of like for RP players, because it would be a fun thing for them to be able to say, like, as part of their character's story, oh, and I follow, Zenithar or whatever, which most of them probably already say anyway, but it would be a nice piece if they gained something from it,
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I don't
mentioned-
know.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm not sure. Akatosh is a little bit of a tricky one because time is a pretty big construct. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's lots of different things that lots of different directions you could take that one.
Once a day, you are able to unlock a new piece of Dwemer lore.
Are you going to write Todd Hauer?
I didn't say you had to know where they went, just a little bit of new lore.
Okay.
You know,
We're
I
never
don't hate
getting
that.
Dwemer lore.
he's since we're going to talk about being able to change time, we're going to be able to look back in time a little bit and find out a little more about the Dwemer. Yeah. Do we want to move on? You got anything else on?
Yeah,
here?
let's do it.
Or on the Akatosh. So Arche is next, god of the cycle of life and death, and mortals' burials and funeral rites. I think this is where you get your free res. I mean, that just seems
Yeah.
kind of obvious. Life and death, and mortals and burials. This one gives
Or
you
what
a
about-
free res.
What about a free, like, group res, almost like a la Necro res, but anybody can do it?
Or what about not like a res, but just when you drop to nothing, it keeps
Automatically
you alive
heals you?
for-
That would be
heals you
awesome.
for just enough to keep you alive, where you could still die pretty easily, but
like
could
the
be
first
the difference.
Like the
you know?
fairies in Legend of Zelda.
or like the first combat that you go into after, like, when your cooldown is done, whatever that first combat is, it will keep you alive for that event. The only thing is they would have to find a way to keep people from, like, I'm gonna go into Maelstrom now. Although I suppose if you've done the work to
Right.
get the quest, why does it matter? But at the same time, I think there would be some people that would be like, oh, that's not fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that one, Sasquatch.
You don't want to necessarily be able to just completely cheese content with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it was something like that, they would probably just be like, oh yeah, they're disabled in this content.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think they would do. That one could be really fun. I like that.
Is that
There's-
all? Wow, Arcade
there's-
doesn't have a whole lot to be said about
Yeah, sorry, RK.
Pretty straightforward there.
Yeah, there's not much wiggle room there for RK.
We're the vestige. We die, we come back
Opposite
to
of
life anyway.
Akatosh.
It doesn't
I don't even
matter.
have
We don't really
I don't even
need
have a
you,
soul.
Right? Like, I got pieces of a soul.
If anybody cares, I am on a lore book, the Sister's History Volume 6. I don't know if people have it, don't have it.
Yep.
Don't know. Where you at? There you are. Okay, travel to you. Probably have it. It's right next to a way shrine.
We're all so split up right now. We're in a perfect diagonal line across
I know.
the map.
I was watching them getting further and further apart.
All right, so after RK should be Debella.
Bella, goddess of beauty and love.
Art.
Art.
Mara is the goddess of love.
But my list is wrong. This is
Well, it's different kinds of love, right?
Dibella would be the goddess of beauty and art. She's one of the most popular divines.
The Red Light District God.
Yeah, literally.
This is the Elder Scrolls fandom thing, so I guess. Yeah.
Oh, God, why aren't you using UESP?
I just Googled it and when mid conversation and found it. So
Naughty.
I didn't even know what I was clicking on. I just saw a list and clicked it. So anyway, are you still on the
I
lore
think
book?
I summarized it pretty good.
I am still on the lore book, yes. Yeah, Dibella is goddess of many things. She might have some naughty books, probably. She does have some naughty books, I'm sure. Yeah, there's many cults dedicated to Dibella.
Like the one place in Leyawiin, or it wasn't Leyawiin. It's in Blackwood. It's Gideon, right?
Oh, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Bella has her own hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think fires are much prettier.
So, yeah, so what would Dibella offer?
Beauty.
For a lot of things.
Yeah, she could offer a lot. I think it would be fun if Dibella would allow you to change something about your character, since it's like beauty.
Ooh, an appearance.
Like an appearance change.
Ooh, people keep asking for that.
Yeah.
That would be cool, right?
Okay.
Appearance change,
Yeah.
like once a week.
Yeah, I'm gonna say maybe once a week.
Every 7-day cooldown on appearance change. Blessing from Dibella.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be cool.
That'd
Once
be
a week, once a week appearance change. I like that.
That'd be a hard sell too, because that cuts into all those Crown Store appearance
Yeah.
change tokens. But
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but there's only so many times people are gonna buy those just to change their hair color.
Well, the funny thing is, I'm here. I am saying yeah, that'd be cool. I've never done that. Not once.
no,
No.
the
Yeah.
only ones I've used are the ones that they gave us. So we had a name change and race change, right?
Yes.
That they gave everybody when they created when they brought in the new classes. One of the new classes, I think it was the Warden. Maybe they gave everybody a new 3 of those. So, yeah, I've not ever bought appearance change tokens, and I personally don't think that I would. But being able to actually do something through a quest that gives me the ability to do that would be nice. You put that on a weekly cooldown that requires you to stay committed to that particular divine. Because I think that might be
it'd have to be where you don't. Sorry. I was gonna say it'd have to be where you wouldn't get your first one until day 7.
Right, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I think you had to put it where
Okay, yeah.
you couldn't switch to it, use that, and then switch to another one. You'd have to have 7 days of consecutive devotion, and then as a reward for your devotion, you're able to look in a mirror.
So would that mean that quest is a daily for 7 days? Because that would be cool.
Yeah, it could be. That'd be a cool gameplay mechanic for it. Actually, make you go and do something to earn, kind of like you do with the companions, increase your rapport.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be really cool, actually. Okay, so feeling pretty good about Dibella there.
Yep. Yeah, we're sending. This is an official list that we're gonna submit, and
Just send it on.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally.
So Julianos would be next.
Mm-hmm.
And
What does Julianos even do?
Well, he has an armor set. That's a Magicka set.
Okay, so he's a
Good one.
Magicka god.
Good one.
He is. He's
was like
logic,
research
wisdom,
or-
and magic.
Yeah.
So they're like, his temples are always dedicated to literature, history, and like different laws and things like that. So logic, wisdom, and magic itself.
10 percentage of increased max magicka or max recovery.
Or it could be kind of like what we talked about with RK. So let's say that you have something that allows you to not run out of magicka for X amount of minutes.
Oh, yeah.
But you can't use it in like arenas or dungeons, just overworld. I don't know if that'd be worth it.
I mean, if you're farming world bosses, that might be, or something like that. That might be kind of fun, handy to have, just so you can spam whatever abilities you want, just to, run around and kill world bosses, or maybe do public dungeons, that kind of thing.
Speaking of world bosses, Gwen's at one.
I am.
I was gonna say I have the quest, so I was it's like free the prisoners.
Share it.
Yes.
Uh-oh, there's water between me and her.
Oh
It's
no.
okay, you got time.
Please don't die to slaughterfish. Please don't die to slaughterfish.
There's no slaughterfish in that water. It's just a lake.
Perfect. Just a giant Hajmoda on the beach. Everything's fine. Nothing to see here. Don't mind me.
Coral
Giant, scary coral turtle.
Coral Mota. Fun.
Unable to
somebody's in
share was
combat.
gone crazy.
Do I already have
You
it?
must have another one.
Well, if you got
Hold
that
on,
one that
let me
Glenn
look.
shared earlier, maybe, because I haven't turned that in yet.
Hold on. We are in. Hi, Isle.
Keeps telling me I can't mount while in combat, despite the fact.
Oh
that
yeah,
I'm not
I
in
have the
combat.
Sable Knight already. Oops, didn't turn that one in.
Yeah, same.
Whoopsies. Okay, so Julianos. That one's a bit hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. I'm sure that there's people who are much more well-versed in lore that would have a great idea right now, but I just am not sure.
Hey, I found a random encounter, I think.
Did you?
Yeah.
Alright, give me a second.
Outside of, like I said, doing something with, like, your recovery or something like that, I don't know what I would do with that. Wisdom and logic. I don't know.
Once a day you gain a level of experience from... I don't know, I'm just...
Could you do
not
something
sure.
with enchanting or
Oh, maybe.
kind of like what you said earlier about it not consuming materials or I don't know, because for somebody that's done enough crafting, that really ceases to be useful after a while, because you're going to have so many materials that you don't really notice the difference in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a divine, he represents the virtue of learning, scholarship, and justice. His domains include sorcery, alchemy, and enchantment. Well, there you go.
And alchemy. So,
Again, not useful after a bit, but research times.
yeah, I was thinking the same thing. You get a 10%
yeah.
decrease in time or something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Or like
yeah.
from time to time you can use it for like a 1 hour or 1 day reduction, you know, like the
Mm-hmm.
scrolls
Like the
sort of
scrolls.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be cool. Um, outside of that, I really don't know where to go with that.
Ooh, this guy has a lot to talk to him about.
Um,
Oh, you can talk again.
okay.
Oh, no. You only get to
Wait a
pick one
minute,
story.
this just gave me a quest.
It did?
Oh, that means you probably didn't complete all 3 quests that he talks about.
Or it updated my map.
Okay, yeah, it didn't give anything to me. He was just like, oh, I am impressed. You are more of a knight than I am.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just said, tell me about the monsters.
And that's because I completed all of the quests that he mentions, so.
Oh.
He directs you towards a side quest that happens in High Isle. That's what he does.
Let me entertain you a
Okay.
moment.
I asked about the hospital,
I follow
but
the
I don't
order
think
of
he
the
marked my
Albatross.
map.
I see you have the heart of an adventurer.
You might have already been
Still,
there.
the Knights of
You
my
probably
order are known
haven't.
for their daring.
No.
Yeah, I had like
s-
5 options, but I chose the top one, and then it got rid of all the other dialogue.
Yep. You
Yeah.
gotta choose.
Horrible
It's a final
monsters
decision.
whose very skin
I didn't know
glows
that.
molten
I
red.
didn't
weren't red.
either.
Perhaps you prefer the melancholy tale of the undead.
Oh, no, if you talk to him again, if you leave the area and come back, it updates your map
I can
again.
tell you prefer the
Oh, okay.
mystery of a hospital where the patients get
I
sick.
talked to him. I tried talking to him a second time. Just
Ruins of
Yeah,
the
when I
knightly
talked to him again, he
orders
just gave me the
visited
same,
Yoko.
the story I already
Which member of the
chose.
knightly order didn't die with their bodies.
I just left again, and I just came back, and
heard
let's see if it does
voices
it
of the
again.
dead emanating from the very ground. They sounded lively for one so long gone.
there's so many embers. I just saw like a row of embers come
Oh.
running past.
Yeah, I like that idea for Julianos.
All right. Are we in agreement? That's the official suggestion to send in.
I follow the order
Sure.
of horrible monsters whose very
All
skin
right.
Yes.
So,
Or
Kinnereth,
perhaps you prefer the
Kinnereth,
melancholy
Kinnereth.
tale of the
There we go.
undead looking for
goddess
a
of
way to
air,
escape the
wind,
walls of a
and
city.
sky, and the elements.
I can
Is
tell
that
you prefer
correct?
the mystery of a hospital where
Yes, and also
Yes.
typically the patron of sailors, travelers, and good fortune. So Kinnereth is quite popular in High Isle, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I stood top the
Yes.
mountain and felt the blistering
Very beginning
heat
of the
on my
quest
face.
chain, there's
No
something
mortal
about
can
that.
survive there.
So
Well, you said good fortune, and made me think you could do something tied to gold you find or something like that. But
I followed horrible monsters.
yeah, I'm not sure because you might also say the same thing about Zenithar.
yeah.
Exactly.
Which we will get to that in, shortly.
Well, there's a lore book called The Ten Commands, and it's 9 divines. And her command is, Kinnereth says, use nature's gifts wisely, respect her power, and fear her fury. So, she...
Air, wind, sky, and elements. So maybe some sort of elemental damage bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could
Summon an air atronach to help you in battle.
Mm.
But then you've got to have, which I like the idea, but you'd have to kind of figure in, is that affected by pet damage bonuses? Like how is it scaling going to work?
Yeah, they could just do
Yeah.
straight damage, like, what's the CP that does oblivion damage? But it's just a straight number.
No, that's a new one, right?
No, it is original. Occult Overload. When you kill an enemy under status effect, they violently explode for 2560 Oblivion damage per stage. But it's just it's a straight number though.
Right.
I don't think anything. But
Yeah, Oblivion damage is not blockable.
yeah, no, I'm sorry. I was just saying like that was a straight damage, not a scale off anything.
Oh, gotcha. I gotcha. Flat number and that's
No
it.
doubt Isabella's
Yeah.
beside
Mhm.
herself. Poor girls.
Yeah, would it only occur when you do elemental damage though? Would it be just like an additional when you deal elemental damage, deal an extra 1,000 damage?
Or
Kind
what
of-
about
Or-
the opposite, an
Cool.
elemental reduction for you? Like a, you know what I'm saying? Like a
Ooh.
damage reduction? Reduces
Ice
elemental
damage
Oh,
or
the boss
whatever.
is up.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what if it's just like on a random on a timer in the background, where it was just every once in a while when you do it, it procs.
So we talked about what would trade-offs be. An idea for that is perhaps you deal bonus damage with elements, but you also take more damage, or the reverse of that, you take less damage but you also deal less damage. So maybe you have the option. You could deal more damage if you're playing as DPS, at the cost of, needing to be more aware of dodging damage because you're going to be more vulnerable. If you're playing as a tank, you might be able to take more but deal less.
Hmm.
Oh, they killed him already?
That would be cool.
So, okay, so that's a couple of ideas.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say next is Mara, which we already have Rings of Mara, which give you a 10%, like a
XP.
10% XP boost if you're with the person that you're quote unquote pledged to with the Pledge of Mara. What about if this one was as simple as if you follow Mara and you also have pledged yourself to another player, it makes that increase even more.
An additional 5%. Or
An additional
10%.
5%, 3%,
Yeah.
Whatever, when you're adventuring with that person.
The only downside to that is that the Ring of Mara requires a Crown Store purchase, does it not?
I guess
think
so. I know at one point they gave them out.
Yeah, they did.
I don't recall that.
It was in a reward or something. I think. Maybe. I see what you're saying there. It would be behind a paywall.
I personally wouldn't want something like, if we're doing this, to have one of them be tied to something you'd have to spend crowns on.
Yeah.
Because then that, sort of takes away the idea of this being all gameplay based.
Right. I guess I forgot that because I have had a scroll of Mara for forever. Like I never purchased it. I just got it through something in game. I don't remember what.
Yeah.
But I never bought one.
Well, don't you need like the scroll and the ring or something?
Yeah, but you make the ring. So when you like open the scroll and use it,
Oh,
you have to be facing.
Gotcha.
You're supposed to be facing the other player or whatever that you want to marry, and then you can target them or whatever. I think.
I don't remember how it works. I remember when we got the free ones, me and one of my friends were like, sure, let's see how this works. Screw it. I don't remember. It's been so long.
Well, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, if I remember correctly. Let me see if there's anything else about Mara.
What if they did it similar to how this event works, where um, anyone within your guild, if you're grouped with anyone in a guild you're in,
Like, is Mara? Yeah,
Hmm.
that's the question. Is Mara just love, or is that
She's
it?
love and
Like,
compassion.
fertility. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, she's like the mother goddess, basically.
an extra heal? Like, give out a bonus to healing?
That could work. Compassion. That's a
Hmm.
thought.
Add a bonus. Yeah, you could just add a bonus to healing, which would be nice for, like, progression groups. Just that extra bonus.
Whoa, those volcanic vents are something when they go off. Wow. They're loud. Yeah, I don't know. I still kind of like, I mean, they'd have to figure out how to not have it be behind the paywall, but I still kind of like the idea of
Yeah.
the extra percentage. But it would possibly work if they did it where it was like where you're grouped with anybody that's a guild member, or
Mhm.
yeah.
I definitely would not be opposed to seeing some of the things that do require crown purchases maybe being given more options to achieve in game.
Yeah.
So
That's true. That's something they were talking about with, like, the Microsoft acquisition. Is that was the thing they wanted to try to implement, which is why we have the Endeavor system.
right. Um, well, hey, there you go. Add the Rings of Mara to the Endeavor store. Um,
Oh,
you know that
Oh yeah.
um, that gives you a means of picking those up. Um, here's a lore book, Delicacies of High Isle. If you don't have it already.
Oh yeah.
What are the delicacies of High Idol, might I ask? Is it just fish? I'm assuming there's a lot of fish.
Well, without reading all of the
Sunflower
recipes,
seeds? I'm assuming sunflower seeds are on the list.
we've got roasted, sparkling angler mouth on a bed of kelp,
Holodad soup. There we go. Okay,
a,
yes,
a,
I'm listening.
Abitian halibut soup, smoked albatross, egg with caviar, sea salt tea, honey cakes with clotted cream and pearled white chocolate. Yeah, that's all that's listed in there.
Oh, well, that's a disappointing cookbook.
Well, those are just the delicacies. There might be savory treats and some, the savory treats of High Isle somewhere else. Yeah, so if they opened up some means of being able to acquire the Rings of Mara without having to go through the Crown Store, then I think that'd be a cool option. Add an additional 5 to 10% or something to your experience. But would you have to also be with someone else who? Well, there's an idea. If the other person that you're with is also if they're also following the same following Mara, they get that additional bonus and it increases for both of you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you get 5% alone, but if you're grouped with someone else also under that same boon, then it increases to an additional 10%. So you could get a maximum of 20% extra experience, or whatever the number needs to be. And we lost Katie for a few, so or gone crazy, that person. She should be back.
I just ran into an evil warden.
Aren't all
oh,
wardens
thanks
evil?
for wanting to resurrect me, Sasquatch. I'm not quite sure what just happened, but my controller has a full charge and it completely, like the controller itself froze up. I went into the party menu to do something and my controller became completely useless. I couldn't mute, I couldn't unmute. Sorry, little behind the scenes. Like, I couldn't even use the menus. My system was just locked up. And so the only way I could fix it was I had to turn on the other controller and plug that one in. It was very odd. I don't know quite what just happened with that. So apologies if there was clicking and plugging and unplugging that you heard.
I didn't hear anything.
Didn't hear
Well,
anything.
that's good.
We're just gonna...
Well, that's good then. Did I lose all of you again?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Whew.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
cut
we're
off in the
gone.
middle of what? On my end, Gwen's dialogue cut off right in the middle. So
I think I accidentally cut myself off. I didn't mean to there.
Found a sky shard. Woot woot.
You did?
I did.
I'm only missing one sky shard from High Isle, and I have no idea where it is.
Do you have the one where I am?
Where are you?
Oh my goodness, you're way up there.
Yeah.
Coming. Okay, I missed the end of that. What started that whole thing was actually I could not hear what you were saying, Never, over the volcanic vent sounds. So I went to try and adjust my volume, and I couldn't do anything.
So we were talking about Mara, and I was just saying maybe have it set up so that you get an X amount increase to your experience gain on top of the Ring of Mara, and then if the person, if your person that you're linked with the ring, bound to whatever, pledged to, if they are also under that same boon, then it doubles for both of you.
Ooh, that would be cool.
So whatever those numbers need to be, so 5% into 10% or 3 to 6 or whatever. So it gives you a purpose for both of you if you play together regularly to be pledged and to also be following the same divine.
Yeah, because right now it doesn't really, I mean, to be honest, the Ring of Mara doesn't really, oh, that was a big jump.
Oh, you guys are getting that sky shard. Yeah, have fun with that. Good luck.
Oh my.
Enjoy.
Yeah, so what I was saying is right now, it's not worth losing the ring slot or the armor spot to, wear it. It's just not worth it.
Right.
Well, I found
So,
another good
yeah.
Zenithar guy.
Yeah, but if you took
Did
it
you-
from 10% to 20% on top of all of the other percentage increases, then that could add up.
So I
Okay, we
just had
also...
a new thought
Yes.
for Kinnereth.
Oh, we're going backwards now.
Instead of dying from fall damage, a wind catches you.
Yes!
Oh,
So
Yeah.
you don't die.
I like that!
yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh my god!
I think you're trying too hard there.
I'm embarrassed.
Did you jump off and die again?
I didn't die. I just came down did the little drop downs, and
Okay,
when
guys,
I did,
guys.
completely missed. Like, it did the thing where it just pushes you off of something. I jumped down right next to whoever's standing there, and it just pushed me off.
Okay, I need your help. I'm being quizzed by a priest, and... Yeah, okay.
That's one of the random events, isn't it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Many devotees will talk about the resolutions of Zenithar. What is it?
The resolution of Zenithar.
What are the resolutions of Zenithar?
Well, I mean, let me look at Zenithar's lore.
I'm guessing. I'm gonna see if I'm right.
We should probably throw a spoiler.
I
tag
was
on.
wrong! Ah!
I
fear your ways are little understood. Help me see that your teachings are known in these lands.
Would you like me to say what it is?
The working days of your life long and your purse filled, my
It's
friend.
not the mace, is
If
it?
you'd like to try your hand, I have some questions about the provider of
Oh,
our
it's like the
I can
artifact
promise a
that it's
worthy
asking
reward should
about.
you provide the correct answers.
It
What?
is a mace?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. I hope you're
Freaking
knowledgeable.
kidding
The
me.
other devotees of Zenithar at my abbey detest my quiz. Apparently, it's difficult and arduous.
Yes, it's called the Mace of the
Zenithar
Crusader.
cannot be given for free.
Bloody
I'm certain
hell.
you're prepared
Okay.
for this. What is Zenithar the god of?
Okay, you're at the random event?
But I wonder if you'd be
I
so
can't talk to him
knowledgeable
again.
Yeah, we
Yes.
probably should throw a bit of a spoiler tag on this episode, but at the same time, it's only specific to the event.
Oh,
So.
that's true.
And by the way,
Comes of age and asks
a
for
huge
guidance
thank you
on what
to
path she should
Benefactor
follow in
from
her
the
life.
Imperial Library because he wrote a walkthrough about these overland specialty event things that are going on right now during Zeal of Zenithar, and kind of looked at that earlier and clued us into a little bit of how they worked. I asked him, are they anywhere? Are they just in Craglorn? Where are they? And he said, no, they're anywhere. So pretty fun because you can adventure anywhere and potentially run into these people. So thanks.
Yes, you answered my questions correctly. You've earned your reward. Here I'll bestow you with Zenithar's blessing. May Zenithar watch over you and help you to see opportunities for work and growth wherever they present themselves. Zenithar's blessed light is rumored to guide those who see it to lost artifacts.
Oh,
Watch
let's
for it
see.
on your travels, my knowledgeable friend.
I got Zenithar's blessing.
Same.
Me.
Now, what is this? Can you rob this urn here?
You can.
Yes, you will get caught every time, so if you have Ember, put her away. But then take her out again and use an Animus D8, the little get out jail free card, because you get
Oh, yeah.
more for get out of jail free cards with her.
So it's just a cheap treasure to sell. Is there an achievement for it?
I don't think so.
No, there are no achievements for the Zeal of Zenithar event,
Okay. Yeah,
which
it's
bothers me greatly.
not worth enough gold for me to fool with what I have to clear out inventory space and everything
I
else.
don't know what you can use it for. I just remember it saying no matter what, you will get caught every time.
It just says it's a treasure and has a 25 gold amount on it. So, I don't know. if
Prayer
it is.
beads of Zenithar.
Oh.
I want to steal it,
If
but I
you
don't
go
think I have
away
any
and
scrolls.
then come back, he asks you a different question.
Alright, so back to, I guess, would Stendar be next?
All people are learning from this is how little I actually know about the Divines. I am clearly a danger person.
Well, this is almost kind of a little mini lore because we're, going over what they all represent briefly.
I am learning things. I'm not going to retain much of it, but I'm definitely learning.
Well, you can go back and listen to the audio version and get refreshed on this anytime you need it. So, alright, Stendar, god of compassion and mercy, justice,
Y'all need Stendar.
charity, luck, and righteous rule by might and merciful forbearance. Compassion, mercy, justice, charity, luck.
Remove bounty.
Better RNG.
I was gonna say luck maybe increase the chance of you finding certain things in chests.
Yep. Or an increase to pulling higher quality items.
Yeah, would need to be a significant difference, I think, for that to be worth it. Because unless you're just running around looking for chests regularly, you might not even ever benefit from that.
Well, maybe it's not just chess. Maybe it's just in general. You have a better chance
Well, that's true.
to pull like purple gear instead of blue or green.
In a normal dungeon.
Oh, we already get
Uh-huh.
that with champion points.
Well, even
Oh,
say in
yeah.
in a normal dungeon though. So you kill a boss, you have a chance to get and maybe it doesn't count. Like you can't get monster helms and stuff in normal
Or-
dungeons anyway.
What about a chance to double up on something? Like to double up
Get an
on
extra
gear.
drop.
Like an extra drop?
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I think that's fun. Oh, I got a case of the yawns. I gotta quit that.
Oh my goodness, who are you, me?
Yes. You didn't know?
No, he's still talking, not asleep.
Hey!
Oh.
Full disclosure, I did not doze off.
Lies. You're standing up, aren't you?
No, I am not. Even my daughter's still awake. She's still chilling in here with me, hanging out.
We're almost done with the divines.
Yeah, I say
Yeah, then we can go on to things I actually know.
maybe. I say maybe we save those for the next episode. Unless we want to keep going it, because I think there's more than 9 of those, and we're already over an hour.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's gonna get a little long.
Yeah. What about we got to talk about Zenithar? That's who we're
Well, we're getting there.
repping.
We're getting there. So we're at Stendar, and I like the idea of increased luck. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
Wait, no, we're skipping the next one because we're not in the correct era. If you could see into the future, you would know that Talos would become one of these, but Talos is not yet. So
I'm a Sijic, I know that.
He's not relevant to us right now. Oh, that was cool. So, wait a second. You have the blessing of Zenithar, right?
I do.
Yep.
So, I just left the area that you were in, and when I ran back, I saw a beam of light shooting straight up and down, so I could see you.
I don't see
Unless
it on
that
me.
was something that you did. You picked up something. Maybe it was something that you picked up. Let me get away from you. Go away. I don't want to be near you.
Shoo, go on.
Get out of here.
Okay, I'll just stand here,
All right, fine. I'll go back and find you then.
and my sword is put away.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
I
I
can
see.
see you.
Yeah, I saw a beam of light off of you too.
That's so cool.
Weird. Okay, let's look at the character sheet. Does it show anything here?
It doesn't. It just says you have a blessing for 11 minutes.
11 hours.
Just kidding.
Hours.
11 hours.
Yeah, it's nearly 12 actually. It's 11 hours and 53 minutes. So I'm guessing it was a 12-hour thing. There's probably, well, maybe not. I was gonna say maybe there's some secret buff to that people with
Well,
add-ons and maths can figure out.
Well, when you get it, it says Zenithar's blessed light is rumored to guide those who see it to lost artifacts. Watch for it on your travels, my knowledgeable friend.
I know what this does because I saw it earlier, but I don't want to
Oh my
tell
gosh.
you unless you want me to tell you.
It's like you guys are walking around with shards attached to you.
I mean, I'm good to know what it does, so I know if I need to bother with it.
Let me check myself before I wreck myself. But
Ooh.
I believe that what I saw earlier was that when you're running around with it, a beam of light can shoot up out of the ground and you can dig it up and it's like a treasure. So
That's what
that
it made
was...
me think is that you could find treasure.
Interesting.
Golden Light Treasure Event requires Zenithar's blessing. The first 2 of these events will have you come across a shining light coming out of the ground. As you approach, you see that you can dig up a dirt mound. Doing so will grant you a golden treasure box. This does not seem to be used for any other event and can only stack up to 10 and be sold for 50 gold. The second type will have you come across a minotaur kneeling at a dirt mound with a light coming out of the ground, and after killing it, you can loot the mound and get a golden treasure box.
So this is what that person we found earlier had.
Basically had. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh,
cool.
that's nice.
That's a cool little, like, full circle moment, if you're paying attention to the dialogue.
Yeah.
If it's good.
That's cool.
So now I run around and look for lights shooting out of the ground.
Well, it's nighttime. Go for it.
Woohoo!
Yeah, that's true. It's easier to see. Okay, so do we feel pretty good about Stendar, or?
I think so. Gwen, I don't know that you said much on that, but what do you think?
I do have no opinions on Stendar.
You like the luck idea?
I mean, I don't need luck. I already have enough luck, but I do like the luck idea, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna
Wow.
let you open all of my crown crates from now on.
Remember, I just got a guar. You got a guar too.
I did get a guar. I have
You got a
pretty good
guar?
RNG most of the time.
Aw.
It's guar-tastic.
Isn't that the name
Right.
of a band?
It is, yes.
Guar?
Yeah.
It's not a child-safe band, though.
Yeah. I don't know that I've ever heard anything that they've
My
done.
husband saw them in concert once, and he told me about it, and I'm like, no, that's a horrible band. Why would you even listen to their music? That sounds horrible.
All right, so then that just leaves us with Zenithar, which is the divine we are currently having an event in honor of right now in game. Now through
The 12th!
the 12th, yeah.
Mhm.
12.
Trying to figure out. It's 2 weeks long, so or 3. 2 weeks? I don't know, whatever.
I don't-
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah. And Zenithar is the god of work and commerce. So,
And trade.
And for the purposes of the event,
I
heck,
found treasure.
I think actually this one is fairly simple. You just kind of do what is happening in this event.
No, because the event has to stay separate. Golden vendor discount.
Yep.
Well,
Like hardcore golden vendor discount.
but
Golden
That-
vendor discount.
do we not already? Are we not getting a golden vendor discount right now?
Yeah, but you could use this one any time of the year.
Right. That's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is have it do what we're getting from the event, where you get a discount on the vendors. That seems fairly straightforward. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
Or even a reduction to purchasing maybe like houses in game. Like that is also going on right now, but like a permanent reduction.
Oh, are houses cheaper now too?
They sure are.
How much?
Oh,
Is it
man.
10%? Is it
It's
10%?
the same thing. It's the 10% if you're purchasing with gold.
Okay.
10%.
I forgot about that.
So now's your chance to buy one of them $1 million homes.
I need them.
Yeah,
Those
see,
are
I've
the
got like
last
1 point-
housing achievements I don't have.
Get
Those are the
yourself
last
one of
See, I've
three
got like
housing
1.3
achievements I
million.
need.
Get yourself one of them $1 million homes.
Oh god, those are literally the last like 3 housing achievements I need. Technically 4 because there's a special like achievement for having all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
Well,
there you go.
I think if you wanted, you could even do. Gosh, I mean, you could really just keep all of the things going that are like even the decrease in cost of way shrines. That would actually be useful.
You can already do
Yeah.
that with the champion points.
PP though.
Well, sure, but it just further decreases that.
That's true.
Yep.
Because like I have the champion
It's like
points maxed
18
out,
gold right now.
and it's 73 normally with the champion point fully
Yeah.
maxed out.
Well, it's like 18 right now.
It
so.
is 18 gold for a way shrine. I mean, I already have enough houses
Yeah.
that doesn't matter, but 18 gold for a way shrine is great.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Sorry.
must be a cheapskate on the CP. Mine's still like 120.
You are clearly a cheapskate on the CP.
Or I just forget to go allot my CP, which is actually what the truth is.
Well, Gwen and I are also over 1,300, so
Okay,
It's-
okay. Rub it in.
we've got all of our passives.
You
So
get
Pretty
it.
much,
You're
yeah.
cool.
So I just
Yeah.
found a druidic shrine that gave me a 40% cost reduction to sprint cost.
Ooh.
Wait, where are you?
I could run across all of High Isle.
Oh, I see you.
Left side of the map.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm coming to you.
You like Stitch running around on the bike.
Um,
Mhm.
all right. Well, then that's. I guess you can almost call that a kind of a different way to do a little bit of lore, because we did kind of maybe introduce some people to the divines briefly if they weren't familiar. I gave them some bad information on one because I chose to use the wrong site. Sorry.
We were just jumping
not-
into a giant wall of crazy.
Not
and
wrong. It's
It
just
was it was
wrong.
very interesting to see where it went.
Yeah.
It's not wrong. It's just not right.
So maybe on the next episode or in a future episode, we'll do the same thing and go over the Daedra.
And then I'll actually have things to contribute.
Yay!
Yeah, because my original thought process with the whole thing was for Daedra. Daedra and Adra, not necessarily the divines, but it's kind of fun that we spun it from the divines' perspective.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, with
I
Zenithar
think I
going
just
on.
thought of it because, well, yeah, one, we have Zenithar going on. Two, I've been having, like, Bastion and Isabel, mostly Isabel, like, right now, and she is anti-Daedra. She is reminding me divines exist, and I'm like, who are these divines? I've never met them. What do they do? What's a divine?
Hmm.
Well, so do we want to wrap on that?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. Drop the beat.
Uh.
We're gonna
Well,
wrap on.
you-
We're gonna wrap on that.
Okay.
I'll go find the cellophane.
Oh, gonna fall. Gonna die off a cliff. There I am.
And now you just heard some crazy rap.
You told me to drop,
Yeah.
so I did.
Drop.
Are you down here on the beach? I'm trying to find you. This is your fault. I'm just kidding.
You would blame me. No, I'm not down on the beach. I'm
I'm down on the beach.
Like
I
in
always blame my
between a
co-GM.
Actually, I'm at the bottom of a stairway here. I didn't even see this. Yeah. All right. Well, we will go ahead and close this episode out. And
You gotta tell them where to find us, though.
yeah, I'm getting there. That's what I was about to say. Goodness.
Okay, sorry.
Yep. So, as usual, if you're listening and want to watch, you can catch us where?
At twitch.tv/SnugPodcast.
Or
YouTube.com. Something about Snug Podcast. I don't
Yeah,
know. Or
just-
you can search Snug Podcast on YouTube because we
Yeah.
don't have the actual URL at this point, right?
I don't know that it gives you one. I'm not sure.
It
You have
does
to have, like,
after so many
100
subscribers
subscribers,
or
I think.
something
Okay.
crazy.
There you go. Well, then you need to go and subscribe to us on YouTube so we can get a URL. Pretty please? Yeah. And, okay. And as far as if you're watching and would rather listen, you can catch us on basically any of your podcast apps. We are on Google Play, or Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, and several others. So you can catch us there. And we try to have these episodes up usually by Wednesday, depending on what my schedule looks like and when I remember to actually get around to getting it up and live. But usually by Wednesday I try to have those posted, so you can check us out there. Okay, and if you wanted to email us or contact us through other means, how might we be able to be contacted?
snugpodcast@gmail.com.
And did we give the Twitter?
Or at
didn't.
Snug Podcast.
There we go. And if you're looking for a guild, if you're like, man, these folks sound awesome, I want to go play with those people, and so that I can communicate with them more directly and hang out in Discord, that kind of thing. Well, the first thing you'll need to do is download Discord, because without that you can't join our guild. Once you've got that downloaded, you just head over to loreseekerseso.org, click Apply to Guild, and go through the brief application process. And once you've done that, you will be you should be able to be approved within probably a matter of a few hours most of the time. I know it's usually really quick. Once it's approved in the Discord, we will get invites sent out in game. Basically, to pass the application, you just have to be a decent person, and that's about it. So it's pretty simple, and we'll get you in. And we have people on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, which is where we're at. And you can catch us on both platforms on PC as far as EU and NA. We have guilds for EU on every platform, but the console platforms, I know PlayStation needs leadership. Xbox, I believe, needs leadership as well. So if that's something you're interested in, come check that out. We have also wrapped up our Snugpod Cast Snugpod decorating contest. That's what I said. It's what you heard. And so the judges have been sent the entry so that they can look at those. And do we have a timeline on when we're going to close judging for that?
No, I don't think we decided. I think it's just kind of as soon as we hear from all of them,
Right.
We'll make the decision and then announce it.
Okay, so we should have that soon. I know I've already heard back from 2 of our judges, and once we get that done, we will get the winner announced and get that prize sent out. Yeah. Am I missing anything?
We have guild events that are starting up a little bit now, and we've got a fishing event that goes on Mondays, usually about 8 p.m. Eastern, where you can start grouping at 7:30 to go through different zones and try and get your Master Angler achievement.
Master Angler Mondays!
Whoop, whoop. And that's our main event that we've currently got running consistently. I'm hoping to get some other stuff going soon, but as always, we encourage grouping together as a guild, and Discord's a great place to chat and hang out with people. So
yep. And I want to say a big thanks to Moki for doing that with the fishing.
Yeah.
We always appreciate anybody willing to step up and just take something that they enjoy doing and sharing it with their guildies. And so if you have something in mind that you want to do, reach out, let us know, and we can try to get that scheduled and put on the official calendar so that can become a regular event for you as well. And yeah, I think that's all I've got. Anyone else have any closing thoughts?
No, I'm just glad that all 4 of us are together again.
Absolutely.
Right? It's been so long.
Yep. Hopefully.
I know it was kind of a non-traditional show, but it was fun to just be able to run around a little bit and hang out and just randomly chat about some stuff. So.
Yep, and we saw some stuff that we kind of sometimes overlook just in the environmental storytelling, like the orc under the tree and the shark with the arm sticking out of its mouth and a dead body nearby, and just lots of little stuff like that you don't necessarily always notice, but if you take the time just to kind of walk around and look at things, it's like, oh, they kind of put some thought into that. And there's clearly that shark had some dinner right before it washed up on the shore. Because there's
not right before it's digested. It's a skeleton arm.
Well, it regurgitated a skeleton.
It's still sticking out of its mouth, though. So
yeah, we don't know. I don't know if it was digested.
I mean, it's clearly not fully digested because the tendons and everything have to still be intact in order for the bones to be the place the way they were. But it was still digested.
Did you get a hairball there, Kat?
No, I was being grossed out by talk of tendons.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah.
Oh, was I not tender enough in that conversation for you?
That's used to string bow and arrows. You'll be fine.
All right. Well, if you're listening or watching, however you're choosing to hang out with us, we appreciate it. And we will catch you on the next one, probably next week. So have a good night, and thank you again.